Hey, Jason here. You know, I often hear people say their trading isn't progressing. Many have been in the market for years and wonder if they're ever going to reach the next level. I remember grappling with the same issue early in my career. You may be in the same place right now. While the task at hand can seem overwhelming, don't let that stop you. The key is to keep moving forward, one step at a time. This week's video is about recognizing how far you've already come. The fact that you're actively learning about trading puts you way ahead of many people. Okay, so I got a story to tell you. I was listening to ABC radio a few years back, and the guest was former Test cricketer Justin Langer. He was talking about his cricketing career, and it was a tale of contrasts. You see, the first half of his career saw him in and out of the team. He was continually falling short of the selectors' expectations. His career was on a knife's edge, but the second half was radically different. You see, Justin's star was soaring. He went on to become one of the most successful opening batsmen of all time. So how did he do it? Well, the centerpiece of Justin's story is a book. It was a gift from a teammate. He says this began a whole new way of thinking. He would keep the book on his bedside table and he'd read one of its short chapters each night. So you're probably wondering what book I'm referring to. Well, let me say, it's unusual. The name is Zen in the Martial Arts by Joe Himes. It was written back in 1979. So, what does martial arts have to do with cricket, or trading for that matter? Well, Zen in the Martial Arts isn't about drills and technique. The focus is more on life and philosophy. It's about creating a positive from a negative. So I went online after the interview, and sure enough, it was there. Amazon had it in stock for $12.95. The biggest expense was the shipping. Now, I want to tell you about one chapter. I believe this is the single most important part of the book, and I often reflect on this section whenever my progress at something stalls. The chapter's title is Even the Masters Have Masters. It describes the process of building your expertise. I use this section to help put my own abilities into perspective. The author describes his experience in the martial arts. He talks about ability as a never-ending staircase with frequent landings or plateaus. The rising stairs, well, they're easy to imagine. These represent the growth in a person's skills. But we don't always move upwards. The landings mark the periods when our progress stalls. The author's greatest frustration was being stuck on a landing. These were discouraging times. And he says that no matter how hard he'd try, there were long periods when he just simply wouldn't improve. I know how this feels, and I'm sure you do too. I've had many plateaus in my career. You know, these were really frustrating times, and I'd often wonder if I'd ever reach the next level. But, you know, life is often how we frame it. The right perspective can make all the difference. The author recalls his mentor's way of dealing with these plateaus. When discouraged, he would go and watch the beginner's train. This would remind him of how far he'd already come. He'd then go and sit and watch the black belts. Their relative mastery would inspire him. Seeing these people in action, it showed him how much better he could be. Eventually he was a black belt himself, but that wasn't the top. His master was higher, and his master's master was higher still. The potential to improve was endless. I often think of the infinitely rising staircase. A landing is no longer frustrating. It's now the opportunity to take stock, a chance to see an ever-increasing number of landings below. Try it yourself. You'll probably find your progress is already an inspiration to others. So that's all for this week. If you're watching this anywhere other than my website, then come over and have a look. You'll find it at motiontrader.com.au. That's where I have all the free stuff, and I think you'll like what you find. So until next time, I'm Jason McIntosh, and let's find some trends this week.